We can initialize our component with some sort of properties, just like adding an attribute to an HTML tag. So here where I'm rendering my component, I'm going to add a property called text. I'm going to say this is the text prop. Now the way we access that here in our JSX, we need to have that interpreted. So I'm going to wrap it in braces. I'm just going to say this dot props dot text, reload that back in the browser. And you can see we've got this is the text prop. Now outside of JSX, we don't need the curly brackets. So let's see, let's do that right here. And we reload that in the browser and we can see we've got that here in the console. Now we can also define the types of properties we're expecting using the prop types method. And here we just create an object that lists off the types of things that we are expecting. So in our case, we've got one called text, and I'm going to say that that is expected to be a React prop type of string. I can load that up in the browser here. Everything's fine. But let's say I've got another one. I'm going to call it cat for category. And this one, I'm going to make it a number. Now, when I reload this in the browser, everything is working fine because these are optional. But what we can do to make something required is at the end of that type, add is required. And now when I load it up in the browser, you're going to see I am in fact getting a message that says cat was not specified. So here in my component, I can go ahead and specify that. Again, in JSX, I'm using the curly brackets. I'm going to pass it a 5, reload it over here, and everything is fine. We can also define our default properties. So that's going to be get default props. That's a function. And just like our prop types, we just return an object here. So return, and we're going to say text is empty string, and cat is a 0. And again, reload that, no problem. Now these default properties are being overwritten by the values that we're passing in from our props that we're passing into our component. But down here, if we go ahead and get rid of this and set our default property to some gibberish, there you go. You can see we've got our default value.